Hey guys, this is a slideshow video of my 110 scale RC ZX10 build. I haven't created a build video as such, or series of build videos. It's just for me, producing a video is always going to get in the way of the build progress. But I thought I'd put this up here for those that are interested, now that I have enough content to show what's been going on. I'll talk you through the build process shown in the images. Leave any comments or questions down below. At the end of the build, when it's all done, I'll put up a show and drive video, look at the completed project. I'll be looking forward to doing that video. Around last December I knew I was up for a new project, and I got an SCX10 II compatible chassis as the first step. I prefer the SCX10 II platform due to availability of parts and upgrades. Almost all my cars are SCX10 II based. I can move parts around between them, as I do, as you'll see. Buying a compatible chassis in kit form gets me most parts I need for a build, and cheaper. I already had new motor and electronics for the project. I saw the ZX10 cab on KingKong-RC's eBay store and decided, yep, that's the one. So I had a cab and a chassis, but right at that time I didn't know how I was going to finish it. I just knew I wanted to work with that cab, and the rest would follow. The cab is 1/12 scale, smaller, but because the ZX10 is a truck, it should work well with the 110 chassis to create some sort of hot rod style. I was thinking, chopped, channeled, weathered, belly dragger, rat rod, but a ground up rester mod, off-road 4x4 would prevail. Rear bed for it? Well, I had no idea. That light bulb moment was yet to come. Here's some bodywork done, and in rough primer, so I can move forward with the frame design, fabrication and setup. For that I needed this much of the cabin floor assembled at least. From left to right in the image, the mirrors are gone. Who needs those things? Wipers gone, again unnecessary. Window hinges gone, and roof joins on the A-pillars removed. We're looking for smooth lines here. I have committed to an SCX10 II chassis here, and fab some mounting brackets for the rear of the cab. This was just using SCX10 II shock towers, a couple of brackets and some 3mm rod. It'll do for now till we get closer to completing fixing the cab and the tub later. I did buy some aluminium C-channel in case I wanted to build a straight chassis for the truck, but the motor, trans and other parts were just going to sit way too high. The bodywork continues. Here I'm using pretty aggressive 120 paper, helping to knock down some lumps and bumps, but that'll all get fixed down the track a bit. I reckon the closer you get to final primer, the further away you realise you actually are. I'd ordered a F350 rear bed from Loops RC, and that had arrived, and it'll need to be narrowed, maybe shortened, I don't know, but it has nice smooth lines, and that's what I wanted. At this point I come to a fair sort of milestone in the build progress. The rear bed design has been decided and the work has commenced. The old front fenders were moved to the rear, and I purchased a new green set of front fenders. the old front fenders on the rear were cut along their length to remove almost half their width, and the F350 tub wheel openings were cut out to almost match the contour of the mudguards. The parts were cemented together or tacked together with CA glue to hold them in place, and then after drying, CA glue and bicarb soda mix was used as a full weld on the panels. This mix set harder than the base material and difficult to sand once cured, but hours of handwork later I was able to begin application of the Tamiya putty seen here in the images for top filling. The bed needs to be narrowed about 20mm as one piece from the main tub section, and one left and one right strip from both the tailgate and the rear bumper. These both have centre design features that I don't want to wreck. Also, you can see there's material from the lower tub outside panels that have been removed ahead and to the rear of the fenders. This is to get the body of the bed to line up with the lower edges of the fenders. And you can see in the images there I've begun filling a side contour on the body. You can see that in the tub image. I mentioned before the use of CA glue and bicarb soda mix as the weld for the fenders and the bed panels. With hindsight, I should only have used CA and bicarb soda mix to weld and fill for strength on the inside of the joints, and I could have used CA glue plus Tamiya putty on the outside, but that's how it goes. It was great that both the KingKong-RC fenders and the Loops RC bed were made of substantial material to work and rework as you need to. Here more progress with new front axles and wheels, and of course more work on the tub. The new front axles and wheels will get more of the tyres under the fenders, which is something I really want. Relocating the rear axle, adjusting shocks and new wheels and tyres will help get the rear down and those tyres under the fenders. The wheels are 1.9 inch pitbull raceline alloys. Way too many screws on those bastards. Tyres there are Dick CPEX 1.9 by 100 by 39s. The front axle, these are ARB style axle off eBay. They're a good bit narrower than the SCX10 II axles. I've fabbed the front link rods to get the axle located up there, but work on the rear axle will wait a bit until more of the tub's done. Under the cab area there, that space there, I'll probably do something like side steps or fuel tanks or step tanks, something like that. It still looks bit much tyre hanging out. That's not really what I want, but it's way better than what I previously had. Pin to pin, the axle's 20mm narrower than the SCX10 II, and here fitted with narrow 5mm hexes. It'll have to do for now at this point. I've got a new axle and same wheels as on the front to be fitted up on the rear, and the cantilever shock system needs adjustment, but we'll have a look at that down the track a little bit. Most likely the battery for the truck is going to live in the tub, and I may be fabricating a hard lid for the back there. This work on the tub is seemingly endless. I'm working here now just with Tamiya putty. It's a real pain. There's way too much shrinkage. You layer it on and it just shrinks into the work you're trying to fill. You know, it's not. I opt to stick with it because it's easy enough to work, and in any case, with each application you get less that you need to apply again. It's a case of putty, sand, clean, repeat. On the floor in front of the tub, you'll see some of the material removed from the tub, and that's not including that which was removed by sandpaper. Not sure about the rear bumper bar, that may have to go, but that's the tailgate and rear bar in place. And here, nervously hacking up the rear of my old truck. A 15mm strip was removed from down the centre line of the bed, and then I ran a careful session on the belt sander to clean it up and take some more material off. The bed was the bed halves were tacked together with CA glue and left to dry, and then fully, quote, welded, unquote, with the mixture of CA glue and bicarb soda. I used a slightly different process than I had with grafting the fenders into the bed to avoid the extra work that caused myself during that operation. I placed the bed on a bench, leaving approximately a 1mm gap between the halves, of course all lined up and squared. I then CA glued the gap in short sections, or dabs really, to tack it together, left it to dry, and then I reapplied CA glue to the gap, quickly wiping excess off and leaving only that which lay in the gap, and then I sprinkled bicarb soda over it and quickly brushed off the excess to prevent any build up. The unit should be rock solid now, but I can have a look at it on the chassis, and if necessary and space permitting, I may add some bracing for peace of mind. The air hacksaw seen here work quite well with cutting smoothly and giving me control along the cut lines. The 10mm tape on the tailgate and rear bar is to give me a guide for the cuts that need to be made through those two pieces, and that's where it's at the moment. At this point I think maybe I'll wrap this up. We've got the build progress up to date as of producing the final part of these slideshow video, and it's getting a bit long, so I think we'll put a stop to it there, and when I get some more work done, I'll produce another one, and then of course, as I mentioned at the start of this video, that I'll do a show and drive video just so that we can have a look at the end project in motion. But following from here, we'll be doing some more bodywork, particularly on that tailgate and rear bar. That's got to be done, and then get it fitting nicely in the back of the bed, Then probably go to final sanding of the whole body and priming some parts that haven't been done yet. Then look at base colour and top coats. Get the chassis work completed and fit electronics, and we should be good to do the show and run video. But at this point, if you've got this far and stuck with me, thanks, appreciate it. If you found it interesting, that's just great. Again, leave comments and any questions down below. Go a bit easy on the comments-free video production because I'm not good at it. But hope to have something more for you soon, and hope you come back to have a look at it.